Throughout my career, I've worked with industry and I've found it to be an enormous benefit. It informs both my teaching and my research. It keeps me at the leading edge of current practice, and both research students and undergraduates benefit from that.
So if I had to explain to a colleague what perhaps the top 3 reasons for working with industry are, I think number 1 would be the intellectual stimulation. It's great fun to challenge your science in a new way. Number 2 would be the sense of pride you get when you do actually get a product that's there and actually being used to the benefit of society. Number 3, I think, is just knowing that the science you do is being applied and it's not just advancing the science, but it's more generally of benefit. So I think gateways are really important for bringing scientists and industry together. Often as scientists we don't know what funding is available to do these projects. Perhaps industry is looking for funding and science partners, but they don't necessarily know where to look. And gateways are just a one-stop shop where both scientists and industry can come together and the best partnerships can be facilitated.
The Gateway team take an enormous burden from the shoulders of the academics, including myself. They help to smooth the process of costing projects with industry. We could access very readily and very quickly small amounts of money for proof of concept, really for building that relationship. And then after that, working with larger schemes like, for example, Technology Strategy Board, the Gateway team is invaluable in helping you to design some of the more business-oriented parts of the proposal.
Most scientists' work is consumed by other scientists. So one of the nifty things about working with industry is that when your work gets taken up, it makes a real life difference in the real world. The Gateway has been very helpful in introducing us to companies and creating small seed cord funds.
Working with industry has led to improved teamwork within my research group, as it helps to motivate everyone's interest in the project. We have published papers on some aspects of the underpinning science. Industrial collaboration opens the door to sources of funding specifically aimed at encouraging knowledge transfer.
So one of the concerns that people often have about working with industry is that the industrial partner will be very controlling about the scope of the research that you can do, as well as the publication of the output of that research. I have to say that has not been my experience at all. We work together to progress the project.
This is more like a top-down approach. You get to know the challenges and then you work on your research to solve these challenges. As an engineer, I really like to do research which is applicable to real-world engineering problems.
One of the most exciting things as a doctor is to see a problem in your patient at the bedside, take that to the bench, develop a new drug and take it back to the patient in the clinic. That's real success and impact.
So it does enrich your knowledge of how to relate what you're doing to ongoing activities outside the university.
In my personal experience, it's been a fantastic source of new problems and verification of what we were doing mattered, and of funding, without me ever having to think, well, today I'm working for a company and this is grubby industrial work, and today I'm doing wonderful pure research. To me it was all the same and they fed very nicely on each other.
I think in a more general sense it's important that University of Sheffield researchers get out there and show what they can do, showcase the stuff that's going on, because ultimately that relates to funding, but also it relates to where your students go. So once they get a PhD or they get their degree, the fine chemical sector from our point of view is still a big employer, and we want to make sure that they know that Sheffield's doing good stuff and producing good people.